and welcome to the Prime Debate. The economic survey says that in another 8 years, India will emerge as the youngest nation with 32 crore youth. That means that an average Indian will be 29 years old by 2020. This will come at a time when the rest of the developed world will be faced with an aging population. It sounds and feels good, but are we ready for this? Is India old and wise enough to deal with this "we are young, so many us" reality? Do we even recognize that Hindustan would soon be Youngistan? Jobs, policies that cater to the young, is India equipped? That's what we debate.
India will be one of the youngest nations by 2020. According to the Economic Survey 2011-2012, India is passing through a phase of unprecedented demographic changes. By the year 2021, the proportion of the working age population is likely to rise to over 64%. This means the average Indian will be only 29 years old in 2020. India therefore in theory stands to reap the benefits of its demographic dividend over the next 3-4 decades. But at the same time, this changing demographic condition could pose some challenges too. It will benefit India only if the population is healthy, educated and appropriately skilled. The need of the hour is to invest not only in education but imparting skills also. If more Indians turn skilled in future, they would be employable, which in turn would create savings, investments and ultimately growth. But if India's population continues to rise and the government fails to create a skilled talent pool, it would lead to a dangerous cocktail. The economies of USA, Japan, Taiwan or Singapore reap the benefits of what the baby boomer generation contributed during their prime. India needs to follow suit.
Well, to discuss whether India is prepared for Youngistan, we are joined in the studios by Gaurav Gaur. He's the Assistant Professor with the Centre for Social Work, Punjab University, Chandigarh. Parul Pandey, she is the Chairperson of Young Indians at CII. Vipul Dua, entrepreneur, and Bodhajit Ray, who is an education entrepreneur. Well, thank you for being with us in the studio. And Gaurav, if I begin with you. Sure. Of course, you know, we have this amazing figure which says that India is going to has this huge young population by 2020. So in other words, which means that the children who are in school right now, they will be the working population then. In other words, are those kids or are children now who are in schools, is education preparing them for that?
If I recall, when I was very young and going to school, I was very afraid of, so many teachers of getting the work done and things like that. But now, India is changing the whole in a very different manner. And now kids are really interested in going schools. So to that extent, we are really working very hard to change the policies and things like that, to make our education system more interactive. But on the other hand, there's a big question of quality education that we are going to provide to our kids. That is really a big thing. And I have a number of examples to share with you about all these kind of things. If you particularly talk about the skill management, are we really equipped, our schools are really equipped to provide them with every kind of vocational trainings, because everybody can't become a doctor or an engineer or a scientist. So that's the apathy of the hour. So if we consider about the quality, no doubt we are changing, but in reality, as compared to the demographic dividend, our policies need to be reframed, and we have to look on very serious issues for which everybody after getting education should be employed. So that's
Parul, he has made a point where at least children enjoy going to school. Again, I'm only talking about private schools. We're not even talking about government schools here, because that's a different story altogether. In a way, yes, a little interaction, maybe because even parenting has changed, for that matter, even schools have to change. So change is part of what it is. But when you look at industry, when we have these students who are going to join industry, be it whatever, be it IT, be it journalism, be it any field that they are going to get into, the industry complains constantly that the students who come to us, we have to first train them.
Absolutely.
Yeah. They're not oriented. The skill management is still very poor. So by the time we reach this 2020 and we have a population which is going to be very young, what would the situation be?
See, I think one, taking off from Gaurav's point that yes, children have started enjoying going to school. That's a very small handful. Most of the schools still are not equipped to gather and garner the energy that children have.
Yes.
To even utilize that.
Yeah.
And same thing beyond schools, the colleges right now are not really bringing in the kind of intellectual stimulation that children could use their inherent talents. We don't really work towards using inherent talents or identifying inherent talents. There is an inherent mismatch between what we study and what we finally end up doing. So if I've studied say psychology, that was probably because I didn't want to do maths.
Yeah.
But today I am into a career which probably has taught me only once I got into that job. So there is a clear mismatch between what people study and what they get into.
Yeah.
And even if there is a clear match, if I'm an engineer and I keep hunting out for a job in engineering, not necessarily it's available today. So all-rounded education is something that we need to think of.
Yeah.
Multidisciplinary education is what we need to think of. Education which goes beyond a particular stream. Flexibility, learnability, these are things that we need to think of. Innovation, thinking out of the box, questioning, these are things that we need to think of at the education, at the higher education level, so that people, when they reach the job scenario, or if they want to run their own companies, they're better equipped to handle surprises of life.
Vipul, did you go abroad to study, or did you?
Yes, I worked with Radisson Edwardian. I did my hotel management with Radisson Hotel School in Gurgaon, and then I worked with Radisson Edwardian in London. Then I worked with Hyatt Regency in Delhi, and then I finally joined my dad's business, and I did the makeover, basically a business process re-engineering, what I did at my place, and created a English boutique hotel heritage.
You did this because primarily your father was in the food business, so you also got into the same.
See, as per Chandigarh hotel industry is concerned, when I joined that time, all the hoteliers or restaurateurs in Chandigarh, it was a part-time business for them. But for me, it's not a part-time business; it's a full-time business. I mean, most of the people in Chandigarh, they have properties, they are into other businesses, and they have a hotel. So it was when I joined the industry. I joined in 2006. And that time, the hospitality was not up to the level. Now you can see so many restaurants opening up, so many hotels coming up. I was probably the second oriental restaurant when we entered Chandigarh after, Orchid Lounge.
So you feel that yes, there's a lot of potential in the city?
Yes, there is, definitely.
A lot of people want to go out and eat
yes,
in nice
the culture
places.
has changed. I've seen so many things changing, from times when people used to just have hakka noodles with ketchup. So there is a time, which has changed, and there is so much awareness. Chandigarh people are well travelled, and they are, they're going all across the world.
So getting back to education, was it what helped? What made you change? What made you feel that I need to do this?
See, as far as business is concerned, some things which were not available in the market. That's exactly what I got. In terms of education, be it hospitality, be it restaurants, it's also an education. So for us, it was very important to educate people in terms of, what cuisine are they having, basic etiquettes, basic manners, table manners. These are things which are very important. So you
scouted around, you started looking around at various places which you knew what you wanted to do. Absolutely. And then you went to a college which helped you further, and then you got trained and you came back.
See, again, as far as training and hospitality is concerned, since it's a skilled labor, and what I have also seen when I was a student, and what I am seeing, when students come to us when they work, there is a huge difference, in terms of this labor here is not skilled. The training that people are getting are not skilled. There are so many people in Punjab that they just study hotel management just because they think that it's not studies. It's just work. But when they want to work, they don't work.
Okay.
So there is a problem, that we face with the trainees, who come to us on regular basis.
Pothujit, finally, you are opening a whole lot of schools yourself on a different stream. You went abroad to study and then you came back. What was your main reason to do that?
My reason to go abroad was basically I thought that I didn't have the marks to go study, get into the best of colleges here. B, I thought the education system there prepares you more. You know, it's more concentrated on research, it's more concentrated on basically employability.
So you feel it's nice that we go abroad, study and then come back here?
I think that's exactly how I looked at it right from the start. I never ever planned to live abroad. I just wanted to go get that education, come back and hopefully be able to do that here. That was the plan right from the start.
And you feel it's conducive? I mean, there's a lot of potential in the...
There is a lot of potential, but the thing is that there is a problem right now. There is a vacuum being created, but you need more people coming into this. You have to educate the masses. You have to make them employable more than educate them. They should be able to, you know, go onto the internet, get what they want. There's so much available all over. You know, information is coming in such a manner today. It's all available.
Yeah.
You need to know
You know,
how to
Gaurav, listening to
channelize.
them, they have fresh ideas, very young, must have gone, you know, I'm sure a whole lot of young kids are who you come across. And do you feel that dreams somewhere get dashed and they cannot do that?
Actually, it totally depends upon initially on the family, that if they are able to support and the child wants to go abroad and he wants to study over there, so he's going out and studying. But as Vipul has very rightly said, that most of the people, especially from Punjab, going out and study, and specifically in a one subject that they want to do a master's, but they're not, you know, exactly learning or educating themselves.
Yeah.
They're basically working over there and trying to get off with the loan or things like that. And most of our, you know, we have some very good examples, like few of my own friends, whatever they have done their specialization here in India, they want to go abroad and want to settle down. But till this time they had been there for, you know, more than 5 years, but unable to get what exactly they are meant for. And they are doing all such kind of small menial jobs to get their, you know,
Just to get
livelihood.
by.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the only thing.
Yeah.
So the one thing that is very appropriate, that we are not educating students or we are not educating the young population according to the employability.
Agree, yeah.
That what exactly we want in future, we are not giving them in the schools. This is one of the very you know, major hindrance, or you can say the hurdle that we have to come across.
Right. Well, I'm going to take a very short break at this point, but when we come back, we'll discuss that what could be done. Are things available? Do we have better loan facilities? And how does the future of young India really look? That's after this break.